Good morning, guys. It is Monday, July 8th, 2024. This Bathrobe business. I got my coffee and I got the news, and I'm groggy. I hope you guys had a good July 4th. I sure did. I was off well, I technically did go into work on July 4th, but off for the 5th, Saturday, Sunday. So it was a great little 4-day weekend. So let's jump into it. So I'm going to be talking about just two major stories. The first is really a minor story, just about airline profits and inflation, and the second is something that concerns Utah directly. So this is a story I've covered before on my channel, and I've talked about at great length. And a lot of you like hearing about it that do live here in Utah. And this is supposed to be more of a channel geared towards local development. Obviously, I share national news, but that's why I usually don't share stuff about Europe. That is usually why I don't venture into politics. I just try to keep it about business, and I try to get as localized as possible. So I'm going to be talking about that story in just a minute. So first story, let's jump into it. It's going to be about airlines, and I guess I call this inflation. So air travel demand is at breaking records. So there's more airline travel now than pre-pandemic levels. It is breaking. So U.S. air travel in 2024 continues surpassing pre-pandemic levels and breaking records. And again, the articles to these stories are in the link in the description below. So air travel is higher than it's ever been, but costs for airlines are up overall, meaning that their profits are sagging and are being depleted more than ever before. Now, why I think this is an interesting story is because it talks about higher payroll and other expenses. So you're talking about food, you're talking about fuel. All these are driving profits down. They're just eating away at it. I would consider that being an inflationary cost. So despite the fact that they're selling more, despite the fact that many flights are often overbooked, the cost of inflation is actually eating into profits. So this, to me, is an inflation story. That's why I don't think we should be cutting rates. I know I say that on a daily basis, but I'm going to drill it home. This is about inflation. Inflation is still high. Don't believe the hype. It is not coming down when even major companies like Delta and American Airlines can't escape it. Even right now, I'm hiring for a new position, and the costs, the payrolls that people are asking for just don't fit the description of the position. So it's a low-level position, and people are wanting like $26, $27 an hour, just essentially to plug stuff into a computer. It's essentially a secretarial job, and they're wanting $26, $27 an hour, and it's just not justified because I can't pay that to someone that is an unskilled. It is what it is. It's an unskilled labor. So that's what's going on with there in regards to inflation. But I'm tongue-tied. Sorry. So let's jump into the main story that I wanted to talk about. And that is the redevelopment of the downtown area in regards to Delta Center. So I've talked about these stories before, and they always make me angry, and it's probably going to make me angry again. So currently, Ryan Smith and the Smith Group are planning to revitalize the Delta Center. They're going to remodel it, and in part of that, they're going to create an entire downtown district. So this is the Delta Center. They're planning to create an entire area in front of it that could include destroying the Abravanel Hall, which would be unfortunate, but also just destroying a bunch of housing, a bunch of smaller development, and building out this area that would be the sports and entertainment zone. There's renderings of this online. I don't have one here, but it would, involve, there it is, creating this giant space for the Utah Jazz, revitalizing the Delta Center, remodeling it inside and out. Now, on its surface, I have no problem with this. You can, if you own something, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. The problem I have with this is this tiny little thing where they're going to tax us $1.2 billion in sales tax in order to do it. So they're going to be raising, the vote for this is tomorrow at the city council, but it is not open to the public. They are not taking public input on this. It's just going to go to a vote. This is also a bit of a Capitol Hill issue because Capitol Hill was the one that allowed them to do this, so the state government. And they're going to raise our taxes, our sales tax by 1.2 billion, extract our wealth in order to have this vanity project for the Delta Center. Now, I've outlined many times why I think this is wrong. If nothing else, this is theft because they're taking our money to make a billionaire richer. But also, I'm sorry, this whole time the article was not up, but let me throw that up here. Well, that's embarrassing. But That's the main problem I have with this, is that they're going to be using our money in order to give a billionaire as much wealth as possible in order to revitalize the area that he quote unquote owns. Now, why my problem with this is if I want to rebuild something on my house, if I want to remodel, I don't raise your taxes to do it, but these guys do. And this isn't going to, I know there's this weird pseudo explanation of why this is a good thing. They will talk about things like, oh, it's going to bring new money into the district. It's going to be an investment in our communities. No, it's not. It's going to raise prices in the area because most people won't be able to afford to live there anymore. It's going to raise property taxes. It's going to raise the cost of the land. People will be pushed out, and this area will become too expensive for locals to live in. These projects never actually benefit the public. They just benefit the people that hold all this power and all this money. I know I sound like a communist when I say that, and I'm sure the flag in the back will also make you think that as well. But this isn't about communism, actually. That's more of a novelty and a nod to the fact that I was born in the former Soviet Union. This is more about the fact that when people talk about crony capitalism, which is a term I kind of hate because I think it sounds stupid, I think it sounds childish. There's several terms I'll never use, and that's crony capitalism. What was it? Gaslighting and whataboutism. I think those are stupid terms for stupid people, but that's my opinion. But I think that's the best way to illustrate what this is. This is capitalism run amok. Run amok. This is the fact that people are going to be using our public funds in order to build their own vanity projects. At this point, there's not much we can do. This has already been voted on. It is likely going to go into approval tomorrow, Tuesday. The council is going to vote on it. It's not open to the public. It's going to be approved, and they're going to tax us and build this and probably destroy Abravanel Hall in the process, which is unfortunate because I like Abravanel Hall. But if Ryan Smith owned Abravanel Hall, I wouldn't even have a problem with that. But well, I might have a problem with it, but he could do whatever he wants. But this is going to be just taxing us and destroying this area, raising costs for locals. Local businesses will not be able to afford to maintain here. It's just going to be chains that come in, and we are just going to be poor for it. This is how the government robs you of your wealth, is directly taxing you for something you will never own or have any benefit of. So that's it. That's the stories for the day. I hope you guys have a good, productive Monday, good start of the week, and I will see you guys tomorrow.